Hello and welcome to another episode of Hessy and Maven. I'm Justin.
I'm Raven.
And on this week's episode, we are talking about some hot takes, specifically about pop culture.
Also, if you're watching, we've gotten a lot closer.
We certainly have, Raven. We certainly have.
Yeah, I feel like we're newscasters now.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Breaking news. We're sitting a little bit closer and Raven feels uncomfortable. Oh, that spiked. Let me write down what time that happened. 1 minute in. Less than a minute in, Raven spikes the mic with a screeching laugh. Thanks so much. I love extra editing work, Raven. Keep it up. So yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about hot takes, specifically about pop culture. Leaves the door open for us to maybe do this again in the future with different, genres or industries or things. And yeah, we'll just talk about some interesting hot takes that we each have. I ranked mine, but I mean, it's kind of whatever.
I rank mine.
Okay. Well, I ranked mine. I put them from, like, the hottest take, like the one that I think is going to get the most shit from people at number 1. And then number 5 is, like, I'm sure a lot of people agree with me or don't care.
Okay.
So, we'll see. But first, this podcast episode is coming out on a Tuesday, which means the previous Monday, yesterday, we would have come out with a new Hessy Maven Gaming. Go check that out. It's most likely out. There's like a 90% chance that I did that in the future. And on Wednesdays, or at least I'm trying to shoot for Wednesdays, the video version of this podcast will come out. So be sure to check that out. Hessy and Maven, guys. We're like a whole brand these days. We got the podcast. We got the YouTube, the TikToks, the Instagram, Threads. I post on Threads every once in a while.
I noticed you didn't say the Threads.
The Threads. I'm on the Threads. And so just follow us on all those things. Hessy and Maven, one word. And we'd love to have you. Stay up to date with us. See what we got going on. Some stuff we only post on certain social media platforms. So you're going to have to follow us on all of the things in order to get all of the Hessy and Maven content. We also have an email address, hessyandmaven@gmail.com. So be sure to follow us there. And also, if you're listening to us on podcast, make sure to give us a 5-star review. That'd be dope. Okay? But without further ado, I have another question from the internet, Raven.
Okay.
Are you ready to give a little bit of advice? I feel like this is right up your alley. You're going to thrive with this question.
Okay.
Okay? This question comes from Neat Public 7815. Thanks, Neat Public. I'm going to call you Neil. So Neil says, the subject is, I, 38 male, was dining and a little girl screams full blast into my ear. I was having dinner at a restaurant and the family in the next booth had a little girl, maybe 5 years old. At one point, this little girl just comes up behind my ear and screams at full volume. I just reacted and then stood in front of the table to confront the parents. The parents didn't even look up. My ear was ringing for an hour after that. What's the best way to handle that situation? I feel like I didn't get justice.
I think that you were incorrect in telling me that I would thrive in this question, because I would do what most people would not do, I think, in this scenario, which is nothing.
You would do nothing?
I would do nothing.
Oh.
Because I would not want to confront anybody about anything. I would silently seethe. I'd go home and complain about it. And I would have done nothing in that situation.
Remarkable.
Yeah. I'm like that, though. In, like, public situations when stuff happens that a lot of people would be, like, able to confront someone about it. I just am, like, not.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a hard situation because yelling, it can bubble up inside where you want to yell at somebody else's child, but to do so is like this unwritten taboo. Like yelling at children in general comes with a certain air of like, what an asshole you are for yelling at a kid.
Yeah.
Like they're just kids. Which is like such a bullshit excuse. It's just as bad as like boys will be boys. Yeah. That kind of shit where like, I mean, this would be crazy if a little kid really did scream in my ear. Yeah. I think the only reason in this particular scenario I would say something is because the parents are literally saying nothing.
I'm trying to understand
and it wouldn't be like me standing up and being like, what the... And I'm not going to curse or anything like that. But I would address it.
I'm trying to understand how they're sitting. Like, is it like...
Oh, it's booths back to back. You know how sometimes like...
Yeah, like the kids behind me here. Yeah. And then I got up out of my booth to confront them at their table.
It says that he just reacted. So it was like a screaming in my ear. He just stood up kind of out of like a knee-jerk reaction kind of.
Maybe, like, I think the most reaction that would get out of me is like, I would turn around and go, please don't do that. Like, please don't scream in my ear. And that's probably it.
Right.
That's and like the most.
I get that because I'm similar to you in the sense of like hating confrontation with all of my being, but there's a time and a place, and I think that is a scenario where like the parents need to put a muzzle on that kid, not literally, but
the only time in my life I've ever yelled at a random kid was at a zoo in Florida. I was sitting at a picnic table with a friend of mine and we were eating, and a little kid like walked by us, and I just kind of looked over and I watched him throw a rock at a peacock.
Oh, fuck that kid.
And he was probably like 7 or 8 too, and I said, hey, don't throw rocks at the birds.
Yeah.
And he like looked kind of weird and then ran away, and that's the only time in my life I've ever yelled at a stranger's child.
Oh, I will never forget.
Because I was like, oh my god.
No, that's 100% justified. Yeah. That makes me think of that one video have you ever seen where there's like a pit bull and the pit bull's acting so nicely and everything, and the owner is like videotaping his own dog or their own dog. I don't know who is videotaping. And a little kid has like an empty water bottle and is like hitting the dog on the head. And then when the dog eventually reacts, like the kid starts crying, and it's like, you're hitting a dog. I'm like, where are your parents? Like, how is this okay? This is like, I know it's been debunked, that whole like harming animals, bedwetting, and setting fires as like the trifecta for serial killer behavior as a child. Technically that's been debunked. But
it is
a sign of something. Like, it is a sign that you're going to grow up to you're going to lack empathy and you're going to be a piece of shit human. So, and the kid was really young, so it's like, whatever, in that sense, okay. But, like, you gotta teach kids. That's insane to me. Yeah. Like, God. Yeah. My favorite thing to do with parents listening, you're gonna love this. My favorite thing to do with parents is to explain parenting to them through the eyes of being a pet owner. Being like, guys, it's just like having a dog. If a dog does bad behavior and you don't reprimand it or do the switch thing where you take the bad behavior and you show it the good behavior and praise that, then it's just going to think that this bad behavior is okay.
Parents do hate that, and I get why they hate it, but I do find myself a lot of times when Kate tells me stories like, yeah, I really need a new mattress, like Savannah's like peed on it, she's thrown up on it. And then I relate to her story by going, yeah, Olive did throw up on my mattress once and did knock over a cup of coffee, so I feel similarly.
Exactly. It's how we relate to them. Yeah. Because that's all I know.
I know.
And, like, I don't know.
I know it's different, but...
For sure it's different. Like, it's not like dog owners, cat owners, pet owners, whatever, actually think that they're one and the same.
Oh, I know, yeah.
There's just a little bit of overlap. Yeah. And if you want me to relate and have empathy for your situation, understand that I'm coming from a place of trying to meet you halfway. Yeah. I'm not saying that your kid is an animal. I'm not saying that it's just as hard. Yeah. Right? Like, I don't have to pay for my Jessica to go to college.
I know.
I don't have to worry about diapers or anything like that.
She wishes you would.
Oh, she would she would go to Harvard. She would go to Harvard Law, constitutional law, of course, and she would take over the universe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that her inside voice, like inside her head, like if I were to ever speak to her telepathically, it would sound like this. Father, I wish to take over the world. Like that.
Yes.
That's how Jessica sounds inside of her mind.
Yep.
She's very rascally these days. She's so cute. I love her so much.
It really is really cute.
You should see when I have my nighttime enrichment for her, where I give her some treats and I hide them all around her cat tree. But then also I do this thing where I brush her every night, and it's a typical cat brush, you know, and so it has those like little tiny metal bristles.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? And when you do it to the top of her head, you like her whole face is just like it's so cute and funny.
It's really cute.
And then sometimes I just have to hold it straight and she'll like rub her head on it. It's very cute. She loves it so much. But okay, yeah, Neil, listen, you got to go one of two ways on this, I suppose. You either eat it because you don't want to confront these parents and like yell at a child in a public space, no less. You could do the Raven approach, just a quick turnaround like you're in the movie theater, a polite, hey, don't do that anymore, please. Or at most you can just, I mean, I understand standing up out of a reaction. Someone screams in my ear, you're going to instinctually move away from that sound. It's like fight or flight, sort of. But, shut up. And I think that, like, the most you really can do without being immediately perceived as the bad guy in this situation is just politely saying to the parents, hey, you know, not for nothing, but your child did just scream in my ear at full volume. Could you make sure that she doesn't do that again in the future? I'm like, it's so easy for me to get into those old corporate habits of being like, in the future, if you could just make the pivot to no longer do that going forward. It's so annoying.
I say moving forward about 1,000 times a day at my job.
My big one was pivoting. Pivot and aligning with goals. Oh boy. I hate that so much for me. Okay. So, should we get into it? Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
Not really. I'm drinking grape juice today out of a flamingo cup.
There you go. Raven's drinking grape juice out of a flamingo cup. I have a little bit of a cran tropical out of a Jasmine Dragon Avatar The Last Airbender glass, which is the tea house that Uncle Iroh opens up. I love that so much. And
that's it.
There is another exciting thing I have planning going on. We have the FIFA Women's World Cup is coming up.
Very excited.
By the time this episode comes out, both in audio form on the podcast, which is available everywhere, and the video form, the World Cup will have already started. It starts from the time we're recording this, it starts this Friday, July 20th. It's in New Zealand and Australia, so the timing is wacko. It is like games at 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 p.m. Like, it is going to suck for that regard. I mean, thank gosh we have DVR, so we'll just end up probably recording a bunch of them and watching them the next day or whatever. But I'm really excited. I love international football. I love the women's U.S. national team so freaking much. It is everything to me. I used to have a huge mural in my college dorm of Abby Wambach and Alex Morgan. And
they're lovely.
They are lovely people. I love everyone on the team so much. Very sad to hear that the captain, Becky Sauerbrunn, who is like one of the absolute veterans on the team, she's out on injury right now. So as far as I know, I think Lindsey Horan is filling in as the captain. But it does leave some... relatively, because everyone who makes the squad is freaking phenomenal, right? But like, there's some like young bloods who don't have as much, especially like international experience. So like in the back four, like the defense, it's like Crystal Dunn is going to be like the leader back there. And then a lot of the other defenders, they're not, it's not that they're like not going to do well or anything, of course. It's just like comparatively, you know, like when you lose a leader like Becky Sauerbrunn, it is going to make an impact. Not to mention that the coach, his name is Vladko Novineski or something like that.
That's the name.
This is his first World Cup as the head coach. So that'll be interesting. But there's some still big names out there. Rose Lavelle, Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe, I think, is playing in it. I'm not sure. She just announced her retirement from the Women's League. Did you see the Nike ad that they did?
No.
Oh my God, Raven, it's so cool. I'll show it to you after this. Nike did an ad with Megan Rapinoe, and it's like, it's very like 80s/90s cartoon animation, and it's like the like groovy guitar licks kind of music. It's so cool. You gotta watch it. Anyway, I'm doing this cool series over at Hessy and Maven Gaming, which is just a playlist on our Hessy and Maven YouTube, where I'm going to be playing FIFA, the video game, like through the Women's World Cup. So the first game, USA versus Vietnam, which is a game that's happening in real life on July 21st. And on July 21st, I'll be putting out that video. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm playing 2 different characters for that. And I figured out how to make it look like I'm talking to myself. So instead of Raven sitting here, it would be another version of myself. And hopefully that's a lot of fun. And there's some deep lore going on behind the scenes. So hopefully people can catch it and have fun with that. So check it out. I'm putting a lot of time into that. I did so much research on the Vietnamese women's national soccer team. It was astounding. Their coach, Mai Duc Chung, has said that they're very excited. They're proud to represent their country, and they've been in New Zealand for over a week because in New Zealand it's winter.
Yeah. So
a lot of these countries coming in, they're going from hardcore summer to winter. So a lot of the teams will show up a little bit early to acclimate to the weather and stuff like that. So that's going to be really interesting. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to that. I love international soccer. And
very exciting.
Women's soccer, all the better.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into our top 5 hot takes, shall we?
Yes.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. I'm excited. I have no clue what you're gonna pick. I have one in my head that I found when I actually like Googled what are common
I did too,
hot takes, and I found one that I was like, I'm gonna be a little surprised if Raven doesn't pick this. So we'll see.
My first one is that I think Friends is a fantastic show.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what. I think it's become a popular thing these days to hate Friends. I talk to a lot of people about sitcoms, and they tend to get very uppity about whatever their favorite sitcom is, like How I Met Your Mother, New Girl.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Like, I don't know, The Good Place, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, do you like Friends? And they go, ugh, Friends is so overrated.
Oh,
and I'm like, is it? Is it overrated? It's like so good. It's like so nostalgic for me. Like I always feel like Mommy had Friends on in the background. Like it just reminds me of like being in our Pheasant Drive house.
Yeah.
And like it's just like funny and low stakes and like I feel like all the characters are likable and dislikable in their own way, but you don't like really hate any of them.
Right.
Like, and a lot of people think it's not funny, but I think it's funny. Like, I always laugh at the episode where they're in, like, the Bahamas for a conference, and the whole time Monica's hair just gets bigger and bigger because of the humidity.
And then she gets the beads where she...
Yes, she gets the beads. But there's, like, little things...
Not beads, like shells.
There's, like, little things where, like, Monica, like, goes over... Because, like, Phoebe's having a whole thing with, like... who she's gonna get engaged to, like David or Paul Rudd, whose name I can't remember.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And Monica finds out that David wants to propose, and she runs over to Phoebe, and her hair's huge, and she's like, Phoebe, I have to talk to you. And Phoebe's like, are you joining the Supremes? She looks like Diana Ross.
Yeah, I know.
And it's so funny. Like, there's just so many things that I think are hilarious about that show, and I don't understand why people think it's, like, so like, hip to hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, like, one of my biggest pet peeves is, like, when people think hating something makes them, like, cool and, like, hip. And it's like, just let me like Friends. It's a good fucking show. Shut up.
It's literally like what...
I enjoy it.
It's not so much... I feel like you don't hear the word hipster thrown around a ton these days.
Yeah.
But it kind of reminds me of like what hipsters used to identify as. Is like not so much what they liked, but what they don't like.
What they don't like. And let me tell you, there's...
Anything that's like mainstream and popular from a lot of people, they like have to hate. And I'm guilty of that too. Like I went through hardcore where I was like, oh, Bugs Bunny is my... I don't like Bugs Bunny as my favorite, as my big Looney Tunes character. And it was strictly because everyone loves Big Bunny and he's the best.
Big Bunny?
Shut up. I heard it. I heard it as soon as I said I knew you were going to say something. Bugs Bunny?
No, I know. There was someone that was like in my friend group kind of peripherally in Orlando. And I swear, every time I loved something or every time I was excited for something, like I was excited for the Ratatouille ride to open. I was excited to like go to Miller's Ale House for dinner or something. She would make her Instagram story like kind of embarrassing that people are excited for a Ratatouille ride, but okay. Or like kind of lame how everyone goes to Miller's Ale House. Like, it's not that great, guys. Get over it. Like, it was always like, whatever you like, lame. And it was so annoying. It was like,
when it's your whole personality.
It was her whole personality was hating stuff that everyone loved. And it's like,
I hate that.
Shut up. Like, just
so
let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. It doesn't even
Exactly.
affect you at all.
It's so low stakes.
It's so
We're talking
low
about
stakes.
TV shows.
Yeah. Like,
or something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's so low stakes. We're not talking about like equal rights.
Exactly.
Or like people being allowed to, I don't know, adopt kids or
Yeah.
have an abortion or something where it's like high stakes.
I know.
We're talking about like your sitcoms.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
It's so stupid. But I do love Friends, and I will stand by the fact that I love Friends. And I think it's possible to love Friends and other sitcoms. Like, I love Friends. I love Seinfeld. I love Gilmore Girls. Like, I love...
Yes. Gilmore Girls
possible,
isn't a sitcom, but...
Yeah. What is it?
It's just a different type of show. Sitcom is like a specific... I'm being an asshole. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm gatekeeping and it sounds dumb.
I love all of these...
I'm not dying on that hill.
Funny, like...
TV shows.
TV shows.
Like scripted TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah. I don't like How I Met Your Mother, and I'll stand by that forever.
Yeah, no, neither do I. That's not even a hot take.
Yeah. That's not one of mine, but...
That show's mediocre at best.
Yeah. I have a problem with Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, so do I.
He and his children were rude. They rode my ride when I worked at Disney.
I've heard that he's rude.
And him and his children were rude.
Oh.
They, like, didn't pay attention to rules. They were yelling.
Hey, Neil, remember the advice that we gave you? Throw it out the window. Yell at these kids. Yeah. That's different. When I'm in a place of authority like that, now I'm yelling at kids.
Fair.
Now I'm yelling at kids. Yeah. When I used to work at the swim school, oh boy, I'm yelling at kids.
Yeah, because you're the keeper of the rules. You're in charge.
I'm the keeper of the rules. I'm the keeper of the... I'm the keeper. Yeah. Of the lollipops also that you used to get after the swim lesson. And guess who doesn't get swim lessons? Or, excuse me, lollipops? Certain kids.
Do you know what you just reminded me of by saying I'm the keeper?
What?
Over the weekend, Josh had me watch an episode of Adventure Time. Okay. Did you ever watch Adventure Time?
I've watched a couple episodes, yeah.
Okay, I've never
I think it's really good. It's just like... I don't know. I've just never taken the time to really sit down and, like, watch it.
I've never watched it before, and I will say this episode was funny, and there's a part where the main character and his dog companion...
Yeah, Finn and Jake.
Yeah, they walk up to what is like a wall with a gate, and there's a man standing in front of the gate, and he's shaped like a key.
Okay.
And he just starts rambling on and on and on. There's like a big keyhole behind them in the door. And he's like rambling on and on and on about how he's the keeper of the gate and they have to solve his riddle in order to open the gate. And he tells them all these rules. and then the main character, Finn, just picks up this man whose head is shaped like a key and shoves his head inside the keyhole and then twists it and opens the gate. And the man who's shaped like a key is like, oh my god, you figured out my riddle. How did you figure it out? And Finn is like, I just thought your body would look cute stuffed inside that keyhole.
The writing is really good. Honestly, that's what makes that show.
It was really funny.
Yeah. Gosh.
I just thought you would look cute stuffed inside the keyhole.
That show, that show's funny. Really funny.
Yeah.
It has. That's why I love certain more recent cartoons because the writing is so good. It's really good. Different kind of. They're going for such a more like conversational style of comedy. Yeah. As opposed to set up punchline, or whatever, like cheesy. And it's very left out of left field. Can you guys believe that the princess needs our help? Yeah. It's just like, can you guys believe the princess needs our help? Yes. It's just so much more real. Yeah, it's so in terms of tone. Funny. So then jokes land.
It made me want to give it a chance.
Funnier. It is good. I highly recommend it, especially when you start meeting certain characters. Lumpy Space Princess. Or Princess Bubblegum, I think. Is her name.
I identified with her a lot in the episode that we watched.
Yeah, I remember there being there's a princess. There's a lot of princesses, but one of the princesses is like a fire princess, and Finn has a crush on her, and he gives her mouth to mouth CPR to save her life, and it burns him, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Sorry, I kind of like you," and then you see her fire blush. And it's just so cute. Little things. Oh my gosh. Shut up, Raven.
Your turn.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Jen, and we're the hosts of Band Camp, a comedy podcast where we read banned books and try to figure out why they were banned in the first place.
This season, we're reading Fahrenheit 451, one chapter at a time out loud, so you don't have to.
If you enjoy funny, smart talk,
or kind of smart talk anyway, about banned books and the stupid reasons some people want to ban them,
as well as listening to us read a classic book,
search for Band Camp on your favorite podcast player, and that's band with 2 N's.
My number 5, I think, is a hot take only because I see so many people online talking still to this day about this one, or I guess technically there's 3 of them, this Disney movie that came out, and people were just absolutely crazy for it, and I think it's garbage.
Okay.
I think High School Musical isn't good. I don't think it's good. I think most of the people in it, other than Zac Efron, are completely forgettable, and where are they now? And I think it probably has 1 or 2 songs that even are decent. Most of it isn't sung by Zac Efron people. It's a different person. I don't think High School Musical is good. I don't think it deserves any credit whatsoever. And that's coming from somebody who, my favorite Disney movie is Brink, the roller skating movie. Rollerblading movie.
This is your favorite Disney Channel original movie?
Brink?
Yeah.
Hands down.
I thought you said my favorite Disney movie.
I meant, Disney Channel movie. Yeah.
I also don't like High School Musical. I never got into it.
No, me neither.
But I wasn't a Disney Channel original movie person. I don't really think there's any that I like or watched.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some here and there that I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of them. Yeah. But some of them, I love Xenon. I remember watching Smart House and Little Things here and there. But I just from Xenon, all I can think of is zoom, zoom, zoom.
I think
that little guy with the pineapple head. Oh my gosh. But High School Musical is garbage. It's so dumb. I think the whole premise is stupid. You want us to feel bad for this really pretty girl. I don't even know what's her name?
Vanessa
Hudgens. I don't know what her bag is. I think she's just a nerd and is valedictorian. And then you have Zac Efron star the basketball team, and we're supposed to feel bad for them because they joined the musical, the drama team or whatever, and they're not instantly accepted. And then you have the villain. I'm not going off of the strict movie plot. I'm just overarching kind of stuff. And then the 2 people who are, I think, brother and sister, The guy who always wears the hat and Sharpay, which is a dumb fucking name for somebody to have. Ashley Tisdale, who I had a huge crush on. I don't know why. I think it's because she's got a weird nose. And I have something for people who are unconventionally attractive.
Okay.
But, hot take. I like Ashley Tisdale's nose. Okay. And I can feel myself blushing now. My face is getting
I feel that
hot.
way about Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, I think she's only pretty in the first Hocus Pocus.
Oh my god, I think she's
and
gorgeous.
it's because her face is painted on.
I think she's gorgeous right now in real life. At the age
I think
she's at now.
I think she aged really well.
And I think she's beautiful in Sex and the City.
I'm not saying that she's ugly.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's like very like whatever to me.
Yeah, I love her. People attack her looks all the time, and oh my god, I think she's stunning.
Yeah, no, I know. But
I love to look like her.
Yeah, I just thought it was very mediocre. It was very like whatever. Like, I can't imagine being like part of the drama team, and then all of a sudden like the star of the basketball team comes in and gets the lead. I'd be like, go fuck yourself, dude. You already got this.
They just have to join the.
It's not that they have to, it's that they want to, and like this like struggle between like, but my basketball friends, what will they say when they see me singing? And it's just like so dumb. Ugh. And then you're gonna make 2 more of them.
And there's a reboot now.
Oh.
High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Absolutely not.
I think is what it's called.
Well, if the writers' strike and actors' strike will do anything good other than just getting these people the pay and contracts that they deserve,
they'll cancel that
it'll
show?
Cancel that project. That's what I hope. All dogs, I need you guys to chill the fuck out. Josie, shut up.
Where is
Olive,
Josie?
stop wagging your tail so aggressively. Every time it hits pieces of metal, it's loud. Josie is hidden behind my pile of clean laundry. Let me make that clear. That laundry basket is full of clean laundry, and Josie is hiding behind it, giving her little woof, woof.
Josie,
no, Joe.
stop.
Stop it. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, that's... I fucking hate High School Musical.
Yeah, that's fair. I also do. Okay, my next one is kind of 2. It's 2 hot takes that I feel about the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to combine them into one.
Yeah.
1, Draco Malfoy deserved better.
Agreed.
And I'm not just saying this because I have a crush on Tom Felton, and I have for my entire life, and his name is my password to everything. I am saying it.
Disregard that, listeners.
I am saying it because he deserved a character arc, like a redemption arc.
A better one. He gets such a small one.
It's so teeny. Like, there's so many scenes, like, when he in the movies where he's older, where you can see, like, he's just so scared of everyone around him, and he's been influenced by his parents to be evil, like, and he just does all this stuff because he doesn't want Voldemort to kill him.
100%.
And he, like, yeah, he's, like, a little shitty when he's, like, 12. But, like, I feel like he could have been redeemed. Like, he could have, I don't know. He deserved better.
He absolutely could have had a better arc, for sure.
Definitely.
Like, they really, I mean, okay. I have really strong feelings about Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. Not even just, like, the being transphobic. Mm-hmm. Not even that.
Yeah.
I think that, like, when you're reading her books as a little baby child, you're like, oh my god, this is so good. It evokes this incredible world and like, all of these incredible world building and characters that I love and all this stuff. And then you get a little bit older and you start reading other books and other authors, and you're like, oh, she's mid. Like, she's okay.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter, it's so hard because it's so intertwined. Like, remember, like, when the movies were coming out, like, the later ones, and it was very much like, we are the Harry Potter generation. Yeah. Like, we grew up as the books came out and as the movies came out and all this stuff.
Yeah. I think her timing was just really good.
Oh, that too. Mm-hmm. But, like, it doesn't stand up. Like, when you look a little bit more closely and you kind of put things under a magnifying glass, you're like, oh, okay. Not great.
I know. It's the Harry Potter stories are just, like, huge on nostalgia.
That's all it is.
Like, yeah.
And, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still like watching the movies every now and then when they come on ABC Family or something. But, like, at the same token, I think that some of her writing is very, like, almost childish. Like, it's just not that good. And I agree. I think that she literally... The whole concept of sorting into houses is wild to me. Like, this idea that you're, like, 10 years old or whatever, however old you are in as the first year, and just being like, I'm pretty sure you're going to be evil for the rest of your life. Slytherin.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Oh, how many friends do you have? A frog? Hufflepuff.
Yeah. I know.
Like, what? And that, like, is supposed to dictate your personality and your growth as a human being into adulthood for the rest of your freaking school life?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And then to have, like, almost, because there might be one in the books, and I'm not thinking of it right now. There's almost 0 Slytherins with any redemption.
Yeah.
Let alone Draco. Which, like, Draco, you can understand all the pressure he's under. Not, like, from his dad, from his mom.
So much pressure, honestly.
And, like, because you see, like, the movies do a good job of, like, the next time you see Lucius, one of the last times you see Lucius Malfoy, he looks bad.
Yeah.
Like, you see the fear, like, that scene when he's like, come here, Draco.
Yeah.
Here. And, like, you see, like, how, like, he looks strung out, man.
Yeah.
It is crazy. But, I mean, it is what it is.
I know. I love Draco, and he really did deserve better. In my heart, he turned to good in the end.
Yes.
And
well,
then,
he does in the end.
I mean,
like in the like time lapse
when they're on the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. My other quick hot take is that Harry and Ginny's relationship was awkward and not believable, and it shouldn't have happened.
Agreed.
There's no, like, romantic tension between them. Like, they don't build up their romance, like, in a believable way. It's just kind of like Ginny has a crush on him when she's little, and then, like, I see the scene where Harry chases after her into the swamp bog.
Oh, yeah.
And then they kiss in the castle. And I kind of feel like that's it. And it's like, how are they, like, in love? Like, what do you mean? Like, where was the buildup? And, like, I know it's not the focus of the movies, so, like, I kind of get it. But they should have just not given Harry a relationship. Or, like, when they did the time lapse, like, it could have been somebody random. I don't know. I just feel like it was weird and forced, and I don't like them as a couple.
Yeah.
If anything, I like him with Luna or a nobody.
I liked him with Cho Chang.
That would have been cute, too.
Which is a lazy name.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 last names from different cultures.
Yeah, that would have been cute, too.
Crazy. It's like naming a Spanish character. Like, oh, come here, Lopez Gonzalez. So dumb.
But those are that's my next hot
That's a good one. Yeah. I think you're forgetting about the spicy scene where Harry's shoe is untied and Ginny bends down to tie his shoe.
Yeah.
That is all the build-up you need.
Oh my god. Awkward.
You're right. I mean, that's hard because you're 100% right. The only caveat I would say is, like, and it's been so long, so I can't even say this with any, like, confidence. I'm pretty sure the books do a little bit of a better job.
Oh, I didn't read them.
No, I know you didn't.
Yeah.
Because you prefaced movies when you said this was a hot take. So I know that. But yeah, I'll just say that. I think the books do a little bit of a better job in terms of the build up.
Fair.
But you're absolutely right. Because the books also, a lot of it is you get to hear Harry's thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, the first person omniscient kind of idea. But anyway.
Yeah, what's your next one?
Okay. My number 4 is hyper specific. So, okay. Let me go into a little, like, I need to figure out exactly if this guy has won any Oscars or anything. Sorry. Here's the thing. I think Al Pacino is not good at acting. I think that he detracts from almost every single thing that he is in with 2 very specific exceptions, that being The Godfather and Scarface.
Has he won any Oscars?
He's been nominated a ton. Again, Godfather 2, I'm totally fine with that. Even like Dog Day Afternoon, I'll give him. So here's what I think. I think when he was younger, he was good. And then he hit a certain age and was like, you know the silly impression that a lot of impressionists do of him where they're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, Scent of a Woman.
I've never seen it. I have no idea.
I've also never seen it. That's
what he won. He won Best Actor for that, yeah.
That's what they reference in Seinfeld when Elaine does that.
Oh, I've seen scenes of this. Garbage.
Scent of a Woman?
Garbage.
Oh, I hate it. Idea. Yeah.
I hate Al Pacino as an actor. As a person, I know nothing about him. I can't speak to that. I hate him as an actor. Every scene that I ever see, a clip on TikTok, a scene. I tried to watch the movie Heat because I've heard really good things. It's with Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. It's like Robert De Niro and his crew with Val Kilmer are bank robbers. And Al Pacino is like, I don't know, the homicide detective or whatever who's going to track him down. Mm-hmm. I hate it. The movie was good. I think you take Al Pacino out and literally put in a Muppet and it would have been a better movie. Every time he speaks, it's such a specific way of talking, and it might not even be the guy's fault. This is why it's a hot take, you know? I don't think he's good at acting. It's not that he's not good at acting, I guess. I don't know. I'm working through it myself, gang, but like, I really don't like him in anything.
That's fair.
The way he talks, he's constantly yelling. He's always at like such a high volume. The way he talks and stuff. Like, I saw him in a clip where he played Shylock from The Merchant of Venice, which is my favorite Shakespeare play. And he was Shylock, and it was literally just Al Pacino, but kind of being shy, like saying the lines of Shylock. I want a pound of flesh, and it was just like, what are you doing?
It was like a weird
choice
for him.
It is a weird choice, and Shakespeare is like incredible. Actors love doing Shakespeare because it's challenging because of the writing, and it's like memorizing those kind of lines specifically and that type of speech. Which technically is called modern English. People don't know that. They think it's old English. But technically Shakespeare is considered modern English, and today would be considered postmodern. Anyway, that's...
Do you want to know a fun fact about Al Pacino?
Please, lay it on me.
Did you know that his father's name is Sal Pacino?
No.
His father's name is Sal Pacino, and he was married 5 times.
Oh, I wonder why. Maybe they hated the sound of your voice, Al.
No, this is Sal.
Oh, your dad's voice is probably also stupid, Al. Sorry.
This is Sal Pacino. It says he was previously married to Catherine Coven Pacino, Betsy Pacino, Estelle Pacino, Corinne Pacino, and Rose Gerard Pacino.
That's a lot of ladies.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 5 times is too much. I got to be honest with you.
But Sal named his child Al.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're a narcissist, I guess.
That's crazy.
I don't understand. I mean, I'm not sure. I just I really don't like him.
No, that's fair.
Like, every time I see a clip of him, I'm actually just like... It's like Chris Pratt. Like, every role that Chris Pratt has ever been in his entire universe is just Chris Pratt. You know what I mean? Like, it's no difference.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the actors that I really enjoy are actors who can truly, like, you almost forget that it's them.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's people who, like, they're not doing a ton. Like, Denzel Washington doesn't do a ton of accents. He's not doing a lot of jobs where he's putting on so much makeup or prosthetics or something where you're like, oh my, I didn't even know that was Denzel Washington. But even then, his acting takes it to the next level where these are different characters. You know, like, I feel the same way about Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt almost always looks like Brad Pitt in every single thing he's in.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough Brad Pitt movies to think he is an incredible actor. I recognize that these are different characters that he's playing.
Yes.
Al Pacino is Al Pacino in every freaking thing he's in, and I hate it.
I totally get that.
I just hate the yelling. Like, I wish I could show you a compilation of, like, clips, and you'd be like, these from the same movie? And I'd be like, no, they're 10 years apart. And you'd be like, what?
Yep.
Like, I cannot stand the guy as an actor. Again, I know nothing about him as a human. He might be a very good person. But yeah, he's been nominated for a bunch of things. And like I said, a lot of this is when he was younger. Or excuse me, is now, like from the 90s up. Back in the 70s, he was great. I've never actually watched The Godfather.
Okay.
It's on my list because it's such a, notable movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, I think he's, like, I've seen scenes like that. He's really good. Serpico, Dog Day Afternoon. These, like, old school, like, I say old school because the 70s seems like a lifetime ago. But those ones I'm fine with. It's he hit a certain age and was like, I'm Al Pacino. I just do what I want.
Yeah.
I talk like this and this is how I talk.
I think a lot of guys from his generation
and, it's just like,
and who are also doing? From where he's from who act are like that.
See, I think there are some, but not all. Robert De Niro is not like that.
He talks like that.
He talks like that, but his acting changes it so much that it works.
That's
like
fair.
When you watch him in that movie with Anne Hathaway, The Intern or whatever,
you do like
beautiful.
That movie.
I love that movie.
I know, you told me about that.
You watch him Meet the Fockers, like he still has that New York kind of like, Focker, what are you doing? You coming here?
Yeah.
But at the same token, like he's a good enough actor where it still changes things to where he can fit different roles.
Yeah.
Al Pacino is literally Al Pacino. He's changing nothing.
Yeah.
Except in Scent of a Woman, which he actually won an Oscar. What else was up for that year? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's insane to me. Best actor. Robert Downey Jr. as Chaplin in Charlie Chaplin. Clint Eastwood, who I can't stand.
I also can't stand Clint Eastwood or his son.
I didn't even know he had a son. Is hot. Oh, God. Tony.
I can't stand any of the Eastwoods.
Come on. Stephen Rea. R-E-A. No. The Crying Game as Fergus. Denzel Washington as Malcolm X. I wonder why Al Pacino won. Probably because the Oscars has and will always be against black people. But Emma Thompson won Best Actress that year, so I'll take that. I
love her so much.
For Howard's End. I've half of these movies are complete.
I never see any of the Oscars movies.
I'm like, what are these?
I know.
That's insane.
I just rely on Cinema Joe to tell me what they're about.
Clint Eastwood's movie won Best Picture. That's insane. I saw somebody do that age filter on TikTok, and they were like, oh my God, I look like Clint Eastwood. I thought it was so funny.
It's really funny.
Really funny.
Are you ready for my next one?
Ready for your next one. Bring it on. Come on.
With the exception of one movie.
Okay.
I don't like a single movie that Will Smith has been in.
Oh. Yeah, we've talked about this.
I don't like Will Smith. And I've always just disliked him from a feeling. And that I don't like any movie he's been in. Yeah. And then he validated my feelings when he slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And was an embarrassment to all humans.
Not good.
And I just I'm telling you, every single thing he's been in, I don't like. I hated The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Whenever it would come on, Nick at Night, I would change the channel. Like, I was so upset when it wasn't Friends or George Lopez, my two favorites from Nick at Night, or The Nanny. I hated The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't like I Am Legend. I don't like Men in Black. Sorry, that's a controversial one. I know people love Men in Black. I don't like it.
Men in Black, but what's the one you do like, or are
we'll
okay with? Okay,
we'll get there.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I didn't see the live action Aladdin because I don't want a Will Smith genie.
I don't even want it in my brain space.
I hate that choice.
So do I.
I didn't like Suicide Squad. Not because of Will Smith, but he was in it and I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yep, he was in a couple Men in Blacks that I didn't like. I didn't want to see 7 Pounds. I didn't want to see Hancock, The Pursuit of Happiness. I know people like that. Sorry, I don't like Hitch. iRobot. Nope, hated it. Like, I hate all these movies.
You're going through this list and I'm like, oh, I actually really like some of these movies.
A lot of people like these movies.
Not like,
it's fair.
I think
I don't
they're
like
amazing Oscar-worthy movies, but just like guilty pleasures.
Did he used to be a rapper?
He was a rapper in the way that, like, it was just like very, it was so 90s.
Because a lot of these credits
yeah.
in 1997 to 1998 are music videos.
Well, he did Getting Jiggy With It. Getting Jiggy With It. Na 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 na.
Yeah. Just Cruising. Just the Two of Us.
He did Miami.
And
then he did The Wild Wild West.
Yep.
And then he did a song that I actually really do like called Parents Just Don't Understand.
He did So Fresh featuring Biz Markie and Slick Rick.
Yeah, 2 classics. Those
La
guys
Fiesta,
are legends.
Freaking It.
Freaking It. I remember Freaking It. That song goes in, Raven. Oh, wow.
The point is, I hate all of these movies and have no interest in watching them, and it just makes me dislike Will Smith a lot. The one movie he starred in that I do like...
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Do you know
exactly what it is? It's an animated movie. It's an animated movie. I know exactly what it is.
It's Shark Tale.
It's Shark Tale. Look at me. Shark Tale. I knew it.
Shark Tale is good. Shark Tale is good. The scene where they do car wash, Christina Aguilera.
Oh, God, yeah.
Come on. It's good.
The jellyfish who are like so Rastafarian, Jamaican. Oh my gosh.
It's great. That's a great movie. That's the one thing that Will Smith has been in that he should have been nominated for.
Who's the shark?
Will Smith.
No, he's not. He's a fish. Who's the shark?
Oh.
Is it Jack Black?
Probably. I love Jack Black.
So do I. That's not a hot take. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
It is Jack Black.
Yeah. I love him. Anyway, that's my hot take. I don't like Will Smith. I never will. I don't like any of the movies he's ever been in except Shark Tale.
That's crazy. That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a hot take in and of itself. I love iRobot. I loved iRobot. And, oh man, you named some others. Pursuit of Happiness was a beautiful movie. I really did enjoy that. Oh man, Men in Black I thought was good, although after Men in Black 2, get the fuck out of here. Ridiculous. No one needs any more. Like Chris Hemsworth did one. Get out of here. I know you do.
What's your next one?
All right. My next hot take for pop culture is... Oh my God, please don't pull that wire, Olive. I hate it when people get on their high horse about Disney movies and Disney princesses and stuff like that.
Example, please.
When people, like, for example, Keira Knightley was on an interview with Ellen. She was on the Ellen show. Mm-hmm. And no shade to Keira Knightley. She seems fine with her small mouth.
She has a large mouth.
I think of her like this. What do you mean?
Oh, she does like...
Fire. I just picture her with a small mouth. Fire. That's from Pirates of the Caribbean. That's an inside joke.
That's so funny.
And she said that she doesn't let her kids watch Cinderella or she doesn't let her kids watch Cinderella because she is like waiting to be rescued this whole time, and she was like, just go out and rescue yourself and da-da-da-da. Like people who, that's what I mean, people who are on these high horses about like
yeah, I agree.
You shouldn't watch Beauty and the Beast. Like she falls in love with her captor and da-da-da. It's like, guys, it's a fucking children's thing, and it's like based on an old, probably super dark, most of the time Grimm's fairy tale, if not like Hans Christian Andersen for Little Mermaid and this and that. Even like the Little Mermaid shit like that. It was like, oh, she's Caribbean, but she's into the water, and she
gives her voice away for a man.
It's a Danish thing, like all these different things, and like claiming that it's gonna like ruin girls' lives to look up to Disney princesses or give them I don't know, unrealistic views of relationships, or it's going to make them feel some type of way about this, that, or the other thing. And it's just like, guys, that is
I feel like only
so
adults
not the case.
Get those takeaways from Disney
That's
movies.
what I mean.
Like, little kids are just like, Under the Sea is a fucking bop.
Yeah, like, they're just like, oh my god, mermaid, talking fish, red hair.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. They don't care.
Like,
they're
Cinderella's like, sparkly dress, fairy princess, fairy godmother.
Yeah. At no point are they like, okay, so Ariel gave her voice for a boy. That means that when I grow up, I need to sacrifice the most important parts of me for men.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what is happening.
No, that's
like,
stupid.
Don't get me wrong. And it kind of reminds me of, like, your friend's hot take. Because I have this, you know, harsh feeling about High School Musical. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you think that Friends isn't good and you want to look at it under a microscope and be like, well, there's not enough black people in it, or this and that, like, that's fine. Just know that, like, it's also okay to like it.
Yeah.
Same as the Disney princesses. I think that it's okay for kids to like Disney princesses and like watch it and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you know what? Looking back, I look at Snow White and I go, so you're telling me this dude is walking through the woods, sees like what is almost a comatose dead person inside of a coffin and goes, I gotta kiss that bitch. What the fuck? Yeah, that's weird as hell. But maybe we don't look at it that way because it's a fairy tale from hundreds of years ago. Like, it's also a little weird that there's 7 men who are all about her and stuff and whatever. Like, there's so many things. And, like, what the hell... you can look at all of them. All the Disney princesses, all Disney movies in general. I'm sure you can criticize and look at it through a modern lens and pick it apart and look at all these different things and be like, I get it.
But it's stupid to do that for your kids. Like,
it's just...
they're fine.
It's like one thing to do it. Like, oh, you're trying to get your doctorate. You're trying to go for your, like, dissertation. So you're writing this incredible paper on why... I don't know, Rapunzel from Tangled is a better role model than, let's say, Snow White or something. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for, like, hardcore analysis, but cool it a little bit.
Yeah, cool it.
Cool it a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Because you're acting a little crazy. Like, yeah.
You know?
Bring it down.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I saw a lot of stuff. I still haven't seen the Super Mario movie, and really it's just because I hate Chris Pratt. But, like, and I hate the studio, not even because of the writers and actors strike, but I hate the studio.
I'll watch it if they put it on Netflix.
So will I, but I hate when they choose to sell tickets over making a good product.
Oh, yeah.
So I've talked about that a million times. But Princess Peach in that movie, there's like in the trailer, even like before the movie came out, people were talking about this. There's a scene where Princess Peach is shown wearing like a one piece, like pants and a shirt kind of thing, and she has an axe. And people were like, there was the side of people who were like so upset that they're gonna girl boss Peach and like, oh, da da da, and it was like, you guys are misogynistic. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then there was the side of people who were like, finally, Peach has some agency and da da da. And that's fine, but then there was a small percentage of that took it too far, where it's like, guys, like, you can... I don't love the phrase girl boss, because to me, it just screams capitalism, but whatever. But, like, you can be a girl boss in a dress.
Yeah.
Like, femininity doesn't need to be the gatekeeping thing for whether or not you have agency or not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand... She could have had an axe and been an absolute badass in high heels and a dress.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't... I think that it gets a little weird. Like, when people get really serious about stuff like that. But that's my number 3.
Okay. Are we on my number 2?
Yep.
Okay. No one... This is a complete left turn from what you just talked about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No one can possibly like The Masked Singer.
Oh.
There's just no way. Who's watching that?
That's so true.
Who is watching that? That's like the dumbest show on the planet.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's
It
just
really is
famous
garbage.
people who sing with a mask on, and then we guess who the famous person is. That's the show.
That's literally the show, Raven.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's stupid.
And they give clues with like a voice changer thing. Like, I live in Pittsburgh, but I love Miami. And you're like, all right, so this guy says he loves Pittsburgh, but he lives in Miami. Maybe it's a football player. There's footballs in both of those things. Maybe it's that. And it's just like, shut up. This is so dumb.
The Masked Singer gives me weird vibes in the same way that game shows give me weird vibes. Specific game shows like Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Where I feel like I'm covered in Dorito dust. And I'm wearing a wife beater.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I think about that show.
Trashy?
Yeah.
Like white trash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel white trash energy. Sorry?
Are we trash?
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, no, The Masked Singer is a garbage show. It's so dumb. There's also a ton of shows that I think are terrible, though.
Yeah.
Like, I could riddle off... Well, I'll wait until I get to my next...
Okay.
My other points before I start riddling things off.
What's your next one?
My next one, taking a little bit of a turn, is actually about a show that I love and that I think is underrated because it gets so much hate. And I think that a lot of the hate comes from stupid people with dumb opinions.
Okay.
I think The Legend of Korra is incredible. And I think most of the arguments against it are shallow, and some of them, not all of them, some of them are misogynistic because they just don't like a female avatar. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I think it's fucking awesome.
Okay.
Now, I do think Last Airbender is better. Mm-hmm. But that is not to say that Legend of Korra is bad. Mm-hmm. I think that, first of all, you have to go into it knowing some of the behind the scenes. The fact that they only were approved for one season. Mm-hmm. And then that season did really well, so then they got a second season. And that season did really well, so then they gave them a third and a fourth. Mm-hmm. So because of that, the writing is very disjointed.
Yeah.
That's why you have the anti-benders in the first season. Then you have the spirit realm and Udalak or whatever the fuck the uncle's name is in the second one. The third season you have... And the third and fourth seasons build up together really well because you have Kavora, what's her name? The metal bender in the fourth season.
Oh god, I hated her so much. She was
I hated her too,
but
she was a great villain.
She was a good villain.
She was a great villain, and her fight scenes were badass.
Yeah.
She, like, single-handedly crushes the Avatar.
Yeah.
With her metal bending, thinking of doing it in such creative and interesting ways. It was amazing. And then you had the third season, which had some of my favorite villains across all of Avatar, because it was like, hey, let's have somebody who's an absolute villain badass from each school, each like type of bending.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. And they're all in their own specialized prisons that we have to get them.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. Zahir was the leader. I fucking loved so much of that.
Yeah.
And
those villains were interesting because they gave you an explanation as to why they were doing what they were doing, and you kind of felt for them. It's like that thing where you understand what the villain is doing. Like in the first Black Panther, you kind of understand where he's coming from.
Yeah,
which I appreciate in a villain.
So do I. But yeah, I just thought I think that it's incredible. I think that it's so much fun. I love Bolin. I like Mako even. I love Asami. Mm-hmm. I love the lesbian eventual relationship there. Mm-hmm. I like Korra. I really do. Like, I think she gets so much hate from people, and it's almost always dudes.
Yeah.
It's dudes with Cheeto dust and wife beaters sitting in their basement, and they are flipping between fucking, I don't know, Survivor and the Masked Singer. And they're just like on Reddit being like, Korra is not good. She has ruined the line. Now they are lost. All of the past Avatar are lost and blah, blah, blah. Listen, bud. Have you seen what happens next? No?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, guys.
I have...
That could easily be rewritten in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Deus Machina, I think it's called, where like, I don't know, she goes to a special guru who's like, oh, I can help you with that.
Yeah. I liked Korra. My 2 complaints about the show were I felt like she lost fights too much. Like, Aang was always like, he wasn't always the strongest, but like, he was so formidable. Like, he always, like, fought like such a badass. And I feel like they made, like, Korra got into a lot of fights. And, like, the majority of them, she got her ass kicked. And I didn't love that. Because you want the Avatar to be, like, honestly, like, if you're going into a fight, the Avatar is going to be the hardest fight that you've ever been in. And I didn't feel like that. So I kind of wish they made her, like, I don't know, not stronger, because she was strong, but, like, show her win a little bit more. Like, I wished for that.
I understand that.
And I did feel like they made her a little bit unlikable. Like, she had a very strong personality that I feel like if I met her in real life, I wouldn't have liked her. Like, she was just very, like, I don't know, like, gruff. Or, like...
She's a little abrasive.
Abrasive is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like, but I did not to say that I didn't like the show or like her. I just feel like I vibed more with Aang, and I found myself comparing them constantly.
Yeah.
And just being like, wow, Aang was so likable, and I related to him so much more because he hated confrontation. So did I. Like,
I think it's hard too because I think like even like in the lore of the show, I think so much of it goes back to how they grew up. Aang grew up in an air nomad temple.
Yes.
Super passive and practicing that type of non-confrontational fighting. His airbending is always more defensive and elusive than anything else. Korra, as like a 5-year-old, is learning all of the ways to fight.
Yeah, she knew she was the Avatar. She knew
Super
she was going to
early
have to fight.
on.
Like,
So I just think, their upbringings change a lot of them.
Yeah.
We have an Avatar who we're being introduced to who's already a teenager. I don't know exactly how old she's supposed to be when we first meet her, but she's at least 16, right? Like, so...
I know, she's probably angsty. I get
so
it.
she's in like an interesting period of her life. I totally get what you're saying. I just don't like all the hate she gets, and I think the show is actually really fucking good.
A lot of hate she gets is stupid, but those are my 2 things, but the show was good. I love the Avatar universe. Can't wait for everything to hang out with.
Yes. Can't wait.
All right, are you ready for my number 1?
Ready for your number 1. If it's not what I think it is, I'm going to be surprised, because then I'm going to say what it would be, and you're going to be like, oh shit, I should have said that. But okay.
People are going to dislike me for this, I think.
Oh.
Marvel needs to chill.
Okay.
That's my hot take.
Why do you think Marvel needs to chill?
There's too many movies. There's too many shows. It's like every 5 minutes there's a Marvel movie thrown in my face, which makes me less and less likely to watch them. Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm really gonna watch 10,000 movies, 10,000 shows just to be caught up. And while I'm watching them, they're gonna come out with like 10 more. And I'm like,
it's a lot.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired, and I'm not even someone who watches the movies.
I know.
Like, it's just... it's so much. Like, the X-Men movies, that's a tolerable amount of...
3
movies.
Well, there's 3 X-Men movies, and then there's, like, all the extra little ones.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings movies, a tolerable amount. Harry Potter movies, a tolerable amount. Marvel movies...
And it's not
too much.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
And I get it. I totally get where you're coming from. My I feel like the way you're feeling because of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because of the TV shows and the way that the Marvel team, the MCU, has decided, oh, we're going to have Disney Plus, which is a paid streaming service that you have to get because we're going to put out these TV shows that if you don't watch them all the way through and pay for the service, you're not going to get all of these references in the next movie. That I fucking hate.
Yeah.
If they didn't do that, if it was just like, okay, the movie, you can watch all of the movies and understand all of the stuff without ever getting Disney Plus, I would be okay with it. I'd be like, this is okay. Mm-hmm. I like that it's a huge connected universe. I think that's really fun. Once you started doing TV shows that I have to watch in order to really understand everything, now I'm off.
It's exhausting.
Now I'm annoyed. Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know.
Because we don't have Disney Plus right now, and I can't watch, like, Ant-Man Quantumanium or...
We don't have Disney Plus?
Not right now.
I pay for Disney Plus.
Okay, well, log in on the fucking...
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry. Because there's, like, 4 different streaming services that you're always like, I have this. And I'm like, well, log in on the fucking living room TV. And then every time I ask you about it, you're like, it's saying that's not my password. Well, I'll email them. And then just it never happens. So then I'm just stuck watching
I do pay for it, so
YouTube
it better work.
videos or freaking Netflix over and over and over again.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm tired of Marvel. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Marvel in the theme parks. I don't care. People love it.
I get it.
I'm over it.
I totally get it.
I didn't even watch any of the movies, and I'm over it. The only Marvel movie I've seen is Black Panther, the first one.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan. I'm like an easygoing movie watcher.
Yeah.
You know, like, with the exception of Al Pacino. I really just, that guy rubbed me the wrong way. But, like, for the most part.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you show me a movie, and I'm like, I like this. This is good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type of person to be like fucking Martin Scorsese, who's just, like, shitting on superhero movies, and they're being like, these aren't cinema.
Oh.
And it's just like, calm down, dude.
Isn't he like 4 feet tall?
He might as well. He might as well be a pixie.
Get down off your tiny man horse.
Yeah, get it down off your Shetland pony.
Yeah. You
small, eyebrowed man.
Yeah. Okay, what did you think my hot take was going to be?
Nickelback.
I love Nickelback. Yeah, I do love Nickelback.
I really thought it was going to be Nickelback.
They have some jams, for sure.
That's like such a common hot take.
I know.
Because everyone
People
has made it their
Nickelback.
job to hate Nickelback in the annoying hipster way.
I love them. When Louis Capaldi had Nickelback join his show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. So good.
It's really funny. No, they're good.
Yeah.
All
right, what's yours?
Okay. My number 1 is just a list of 3 shows that people our age, a little bit more leaning towards my age, like young 30s, who they love these shows, and I genuinely hate all of them. Ready? So
Yep.
one of them was already mentioned in an earlier hot take of yours, actually.
Okay.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Garbage. It's the dumbest fucking show. I don't care.
I hate it.
I hate it so much. And a lot of this might just be like my personal disdain with like 90s sitcoms. Mm-hmm. Like maybe that's what it is, or I just hate sitcoms of this era. Because Friends was early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Seinfeld.
90s. Oh, Seinfeld is a whole nother ballgame. You had an actual comedian between Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld writing things. It's totally different.
Seinfeld is the exception. And
So, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And these are also like Seinfeld, although you could watch it with your family, sort of, right? Like, it wasn't necessarily a family show.
Yeah. It wasn't Nick at Night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Full House. Boy Meets World.
Oh, I didn't like Boy Meets World.
Garbage. Either. I hate them all.
I would say out of those, pause for Olive drinking water. Olive, please. Olive, please.
She's fine. It's just some cat. It's just my cat's water.
It's so loud.
It's pretty loud.
Olive, stop. She just does her own thing. She doesn't care.
Yeah, and when she does drink water, it's like for 30 seconds straight.
Full House is my favorite of the 3 that you listed,
Mm-hmm.
but I still was a little upset when it was on Nick at Night. I didn't want to watch Full House.
No.
I wanted to watch Friends or George Lopez or The Nanny, and Full House was always a disappointment. And I have a problem with Bob Saget. Sorry, I know he's dead, but I never liked him. Also, did you know Alanis Morissette wrote her, I think I told you about this, wrote her most iconic song about Uncle Joey?
Yes, you did tell me that.
Wild.
Insane.
I do love John Stamos.
I also like John Stamos.
I find him to be very unproblematic.
I would like to believe that.
Yeah. But I did not like Full House. Alyssa owns the Full House box set where it looks like their house.
It's cute.
The townhouse. It is cute. She liked watching it for a while, and I was upset because I
the
didn't
theme
wanna watch
song
it.
is fun.
Yeah.
Predictability.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
That's fun.
I never got into Boy Meets World. I never wanted to
I don't
watch
give a
that.
shit.
It was it's definitely
I don't
more
give a
your
shit.
age, I think, people who watch Boy Meets World.
Yeah, I remember being on the outside looking in and never watching it. Sorry, hit my mic. Topanga? I want to find... Listen, I'm in full support of the writer's strike. But the motherfucker who decided, let's name her Topanga.
I know.
I wish I could find you. I wish I could find you. Oh my god, what a dumb freaking name.
Do you know?
I cannot with that shit. And I like, oh god, yeah, no, I can't. I mean, it's a cool idea. Like the idea that like this show started and it's about this family and their surrounding friends and Mr. Feeney at the school and everything. And like they fucking grow up on that show. Like that is cool.
Yeah.
As a concept. I don't think I've watched a single episode all the way through. I've seen so many clips over the years.
What was it on?
I don't even fucking know. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
No clue. CW? I don't even think the CW was a thing. It was probably
I did not
else.
like it. I
ABC.
do think the boy who played the main character plays young Mandy Patinkin in the Criminal Minds episode where they show when they first started the BAU.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I don't know that actor's name, but I think he did.
I think you're absolutely right.
Is it Ben Savage?
No.
Who's Ben Savage?
Ben Savage is the young boy from The Princess Bride who's being read a story from his... Oh, no, you're absolutely right. I'm wrong. It is Ben Savage.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you, Google. Wow, that's crazy. I literally had a complete... Fred Savage. They're fucking brothers.
Fred Savage is from The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Isn't that nuts? Holy shit. Wow.
You were close then.
Damn, dude. Danielle Fishel. Topanga. So
she's pretty though.
She's very
Topanga.
she's very pretty. But she just, was
You know what other show I feel similarly to Boy Meets World?
Bring it on, come on.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah, who cares?
I hated that show.
Who cares? But yeah, Malcolm in the Middle at least I'll see clips of and I'm like, this is a little funny. I do find myself laughing. Like there's a point where like I just love oh god, what is his name? The dad.
Or Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Oh my god, Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
I love him. I think he's so funny.
Yeah.
And everything that he does specifically is very funny. Like
is he from
Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this scene where he walks into his kid's room, it's all 3 of the boys, and he goes, I need one of you to take the fall. I can't tell you what it is.
Oh.
But I just need you. I'll give you $10 right now. You have to take the fall. And then you just hear the mom yelling like whatever his name is in the movie or in the show. Ben!
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, I got him right here, hon. He just picks up the kid and like runs him out. You thought you could get away with this?
Oh my god.
Or like he gets really into speed walking.
Okay.
Like
the dad?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's just like walking with this group of people and they're like doing the speed walking. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And he's like, oh, sorry, we're doing speed walking. Oh, how do you do, what are the rules? And he's like, well, you have to keep 1 foot on the ground at all times and da-da-da-da and this and that. And he starts doing it and people around him are like, wow, you're picking it up really quick.
Oh my
and
god.
He like feels so good to the point where he starts like wearing those like one-piece lycra bodysuits and like those helmets that end like a teardrop off the
God,
back.
yep.
And there are funny scenes in Malcolm in the Middle, but I never watched it.
I do like that the mom is the mom from Everybody Loves Raymond. It makes me nostalgic.
Nope.
It definitely is.
No, it's not. You're thinking of a different show.
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of the show The Middle.
I am thinking of The Middle, which is another show I didn't like. But I like that the mom is from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. That was crazy. I was like, wrong.
Do you remember the Drew Carey show?
Oh. Yes. Yes, I do.
And there was like a beautiful woman from Mimi. There's a beautiful woman on that show. And I recently saw her in a clip. She's on a new show where...
Good for her.
Where they're out... You had to have seen it on TikTok. They're all outside. And there's like a woman yelling at like a black guy because he like opened her trash or something, or he like looked in her trash. He did something, and this woman is yelling at him, and the woman from the Drew Carey show comes over and is like
Barbara, get the fuck out
like
of here.
mind your business. He's part of the family. And then the dad, her husband rolls up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and goes, hey Barbara, and goes, Tom, we don't like Barbara. Oh, sorry, Barbara, fuck off. So funny.
I don't know what show that is, but
she was also
funny.
I think she was in I know she was in Scrubs, but she might also have been in No, it's there's another actress in ER that sometimes I mix them up.
She was in an episode of Seinfeld where George feels her material.
Oh, yes.
And she's like, who's this little weirdo? It's you or him who's fired. And then George immediately gets fired for feeling her material.
Yeah. And then the mom, I just remember George's mom being like, why'd you have to feel her material? What's wrong with you?
She's also in another episode. They double use this actress. She's in another episode where her and George are dating, and she draws a little doodle of George on the napkin at the diner, and Elaine thinks it's Mr. Magoo. And George is like, she can't possibly like me if she thinks this is what I look like. So she goes with Elaine to a painting class at the new school, and they're painting, and Elaine gets in trouble for chewing bubblegum. And then her and Elaine talk to see if she actually likes George, and she's like, I like him. And then Elaine tells George, yeah, she really likes you. She even said to me that looks don't matter. And then George just spirals the whole episode.
That's so funny. That's exactly what would happen to George. Looks don't even matter. Oh, what a backhanded compliment.
So funny.
That's like me, Ashley Tisdale, don't worry. I think unconventionally pretty people are really awesome.
I know.
Oh
or the episode where George dates the woman who has a huge nose, Audrey, and Kramer walks in and he's like, yeah, you're as pretty as any other woman in New York. You just need a nose job. And they all like die. They're like, Kramer, why'd you say that? And then she gets a nose job and it's butchered and she looks terrible. And then she gets another nose job and then she's super hot.
Yep. Insane.
I could talk about Seinfeld
really
all flippin' day. Oh, I wanted to tell you, one of my coworkers, Will, said if we ever do an episode about anime, he would like to be a guest because he loves the show Neon
Evangelion.
Help me out here. Yep.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, he said it's his whole life and he would love to talk about it.
Interesting. I'm going to have to rewatch the last couple episodes because I almost fell asleep because then it started getting really trippy towards the end and about like looking into the future and this and that. I loved that show. And then the last like 2 episodes, I was like, what is happening? I'm so confused. And I did not like it at the end. But I loved it before that. I was so mad. The one girl has a pet penguin. A macaroni penguin.
Oh, that's cute.
No one explains it.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many anime since. By the way, where's Josh with his Crunchyroll?
I'm going to ask him today.
Okay, cool. Disregard that, FBI. We're not sharing passwords. Okay. Well, I think that's it for this particular episode. So again, follow us on all of the things. We got Hessy and Maven, one word, on we have the podcast, obviously. Then we have YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and we have an email address, hessyandmaven@gmail.com. So check us out on all of the things. There's all different kinds of bonus content out there. If you like us and you want to support us in every way possible, that would be fantastic. We're trying to make this into a career, baby. So definitely do that. If you're listening on the podcast, Olive, do you want a swift kick in the pants? So,
what is this, pants?
Oh my god, I'm getting lightheaded. I need to eat some food. Where was I? Shit. Okay. What is this, pants? Fuck you, Raven. I'm trying to be professional here. Yeah, give us 5 stars, I guess. Fucking, recommend us to your friends. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode of Hessy and Maven. Tune in next time when we talk about something else.
Bye.
Bye.